Triple H just reacted to Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga's alliance on SmackDown, and his response? It wasn't approval. It was a warning. Solo Sikoa has been moving in silence, tearing apart the old bloodline and rebuilding his own empire with one mission: domination. And with Tama Tonga now at his side, that mission just got dangerous. But there's one man who sees the bigger picture: Triple H. Backstage, H was asked about the alliance. He didn't smile. He didn't hype it up. He just said, "When power moves without guidance, it self-destructs." A quiet jab. A loud message. Solo might be building an army, but is he already losing control? And as he walked away, Triple H added, "Let them build. I'll be ready when it crumbles." Subscribe now, because if Triple H is watching, he's also planning. Triple H just broke his silence on the shocking alliance between Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga on SmackDown, and his reaction? Not approval, not fear. Just one cold warning. Solo's building something dangerous. Tama Tonga by his side? That's a message. A declaration of war. But Triple H? He's been here before. He knows how empires rise, and how fast they collapse when built on chaos. When asked about the alliance, Triple H didn't flinch. He said, "You think you're running the show now? Good. Because sooner or later, I rewrite the script. This isn't just a faction forming, this is a power shift happening in real time. And Triple H is letting it play out like a chess master waiting for checkmate." Hit subscribe, because Solo and Tama may be making headlines now, but the game is far from over. The lights inside the SmackDown arena had barely cooled from the chaos when news started circulating. Solo Sikoa had just made it official. He wasn't walking alone anymore. Standing at his side, cold and unforgiving, was Tama Tonga, also known as Hikuleo. The look in their eyes wasn't just rebellion. It was a storm forming, ready to tear through anyone who dared resist. But while fans buzzed about the new alliance, backstage, another man watched with arms crossed and a storm of his own brewing: Triple H. For months, the Bloodline saga has unraveled like a Greek tragedy: brothers divided, cousins at war, and legacies burned for power. Roman Reigns' absence left a throne empty, but it didn't stay vacant long. Solo Sikoa, once the quiet enforcer, made his move. He took SmackDown by the throat and started shaping it into his own island of dominance. But dominance, as the game knows all too well, is never just about muscle, it's about control. And that's where Tama Tonga comes in. Tama is no stranger to war. A New Japan veteran, a Bullet Club bruiser, and a man raised in the fire of legacy and violence, he doesn't just fight, he thrives in chaos. When he walked down that ramp on SmackDown, side by side with Solo, fans didn't cheer. They didn't boo. They froze. Because in that moment, the entire WWE landscape shifted. The tribal drums were beating again, but this time, it wasn't Roman leading the charge. It was Solo. With Tama. With force. With fury. And so the questions began. What does this mean for the future of WWE? Is the new bloodline already stronger than the old? And more importantly, who, if anyone, can stop them? Backstage, cameras scrambled. Microphones shoved in faces. Whispers about alliances, betrayals, retaliation. But one voice stood out in the noise. Calm. Sharp. Surgical. Triple H. The man who once ruled the locker room with a sledgehammer now oversees the entire chessboard. And make no mistake, he saw every piece move. When a reporter asked him for comment on the Solo-Tama alliance, there was no hesitation. No performance. Just presence. He looked up and said, "When power moves without guidance, it self-destructs." It wasn't a threat. It wasn't concern. It was a prophecy. Triple H has watched empires rise and fall from every angle. He's built factions, destroyed careers, manipulated destinies. He understands what Solo's trying to do, but he also sees where it leads. This business rewards force, Triple H continued, but it worships control. Solo's got the fire. Tama's got the fury. But fire without direction? It burns everything, especially the ones holding the torch. There was a pause. A beat of silence heavy enough to echo through gorilla position. And then he added, "Let them build. I'll be ready when it crumbles." That line hit like a punchline with no smile. Because H isn't just talking about watching from afar. He's talking about letting chaos run its course until it's ripe for the taking. This isn't about Roman anymore. It's not even about family. It's about control. Who holds it? Who loses it? And who's playing the long game? Solo Sikoa may be playing checkers. But Triple H? He's playing chess in the dark. Over the next week, footage started surfacing. Tama Tonga arriving at the arena without security clearance, Triple H letting him through without a word. Solo tearing apart another opponent on SmackDown, Triple H watching from the production truck, arms folded, face unreadable. Fans began to wonder, was Triple H going to stop this new alliance before it gets out of control? But that's the thing. He's not stopping it. He's letting it breathe, letting it stretch, letting it show its hand. Because the game doesn't strike first. He waits until you think you've won. When asked again by Byron Saxton if he feared Solo's faction taking over SmackDown, Triple H didn't flinch. He simply said, "You think you're running the show now? Good. Because sooner or later, I rewrite the script." That wasn't just a line. That was a warning hidden in a lesson. One Solo may not understand yet, but he will. WWE history is littered with power moves. Factions that rose fast and fell even faster. The Nexus. The Authority. The Shield. Every time someone thought they had full control, someone else flipped the board. And right now, Solo thinks he has the board. But what if Triple H is the board? Behind the scenes, there's talk of Triple H scouting opposition. Not openly. Quietly. Calculated. Whispers about reactivating veterans. Offering favors to enemies of the Bloodline. Creating his own brand of justice, not with fists but with strategy. The message is simple. Solo can have his army. But Triple H has the locker room, the logistics, the playbook. And when the time comes, the hammer drops. The danger isn't just Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa tearing through SmackDown. The danger is them thinking they're untouchable while Triple H is silently placing every pawn, every bishop, every knight exactly where he wants them. A faction built on dominance will always look powerful. But a faction built on fear? It's already cracking. Because Solo Sikoa may have Tama Tonga today, but does he have loyalty tomorrow? Already, internal tension is building. Sources backstage claim that not everyone in the locker room is buying into the new Bloodline. Some fear it. Some resent it. But others? They're waiting. Biding their time. The rumor mill is hot with names. Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes. Even whispers that Jey Uso might have unfinished business with the family he walked away from. If Triple H decides to activate a counterforce, he doesn't need to swing a hammer himself. He just needs to light the fuse. And when asked, just before stepping into his office, if he had a final word on what Solo and Tama are doing to SmackDown, Triple H paused, smirked, and said just one word.